weather for you.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Darian Trotter. The winter blast triggering Governor Greg Abbott to add 85 counties to the state's disaster declaration. It brings the total number of counties to 219, nearly 90% of the state. Those counties now include Bexar, Kerr, Kendall, and Uvalde counties. Most of the winter weather in this storm system has passed through the San Antonio area, but there's a new threat tonight. Temperatures expected to drop into the teens, breaking a low temperature record that's been in place since 1897. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Chris Suchan. Chris, and what's the biggest worry over tonight and into the morning?
Well, it's the life-threatening cold if you're out and you're not prepared for it. So the dangerously cold is the #1 big headline now tonight into tomorrow morning. The secondary headline is that we still have some icy spots. Roads are mainly dry in and around San Antonio, Bexar County, but where we had some melting today, especially the bridges and overpasses that had a lot of ice early this morning, that's all now icing over and refreezing. So be careful first thing in the morning as you're heading out. That false sense of security, the roads are dry, then you hit a bridge and it's got some ice patches on it here. Up into the hill country, it's a little bit of a different story. There's a little bit more in the way of some iciness on the roadways up there. There was a little bit more accumulation through the most recent event here from last night. And there you see again, dangerously cold temperatures from 0 to 12 degrees. That is the wind chill temperature right now across our 4 zones. The pavement, again, you see mainly dry in Gonzales, our eastern zone. Kind of tough to make out here in Kerrville, but you do see a few areas where there's a little bit of iciness. Mainly dry here in Uvalde and in San Antonio. And again, just watch out for those bridges and overpasses. But otherwise, you see there are some motorists out there tonight. Temperature across Bexar County, I mean, way down there into the 20s from the north end to the south. And it's the lower to the mid 20s across our 4 zones, 19 Rock Springs. Everyone essentially at this point at freezing or below, except for Eagle Pass holding on to 34. So through the night tonight, a lot of caution just for that random icy spot that could run up on you. Otherwise, roads again are mainly dry, and then we'll have some pretty good conditions for the day on Monday. There's the extreme cold warning that's in effect till lunchtime tomorrow. So right now, this is the wind chill temperature. This is the air temperature combined with that breeze, and it removes that layer of body heat, makes it feel colder to you. So 14 is what it feels like right now in San Antonio, 9 in New Braunfels. Well, this is what you get in the morning, a second straight morning with a wind chill in San Antonio below 10. This morning it was 9 degrees. We were forecasting 8 degrees in the morning on your Monday 2 from Bernie into Kerrville. And the record watch, Darian mentioned this, 2 straight records that have been around for over 100 years. That's an impressive record. 1897, boy, that was a couple of cold mornings. Well, we will match or be just a little bit colder Monday and Tuesday morning. Coming up, we're going to take a look at new information on what could be a second Arctic blast, where that's heading, and do we see any moisture from that? That's all coming up, Darian.
All right, new tonight, we are learning more about a massive crash near Junction Saturday night. DPS says 12 vehicles were involved in that crash, including a semi. A 56-year-old man from Florida, identified as John Robert Tracy, was killed. DPS says he was wearing a seatbelt. Troopers are currently trying to find all of the people involved as part of their ongoing investigation. As we begin the work week, as Chris just said, ice patches could make for a dangerous morning commute. News 4 San Antonio's Phil Sterling has been monitoring conditions. He joins us now live from the far north side.
Yeah, many roads are dry right now. However, some places have puddles like these, which seem harmless, but they're turning frozen. I mean, you can just hear it cracking underneath me, and on roadways, this would be black ice. It's extremely dangerous, especially on bridges and flyovers like those behind me.
Most of the freezing rain that doused roads last night has dried, but not all of it.
The road's not that bad, so we got some, it's wet spots still.
Tonight, the concern is that those spots could freeze over, posing dangerous conditions for drivers. If you can, avoid driving on overpasses and bridges tonight and early tomorrow morning. Elevated roads get colder than ground roads. Sergio Dominguez followed behind his daughter from Bandera to her job in Bernie. He wanted to make sure she arrived there safe.
And I was worried about this afternoon, it's going to be probably black ice, so I told her to go back home slowly.
If you do hit a patch of black ice and start to fishtail, don't panic. Do not suddenly hit your brakes. Gently steer into the skid in the direction you want your vehicle to go to regain control.
Now, another tip for drivers when they're driving in icy conditions is to not use your cruise control. Phil Sterling reporting live from the north side, News 4 San Antonio.
All right, Phil, thanks a lot. A live look outside at TransGuide cameras now showing those roads that could become dangerous overnight. Like Phil said, if you're driving, be sure not to use cruise control. Also, be careful of anything that looks like standing water. It could be black ice. Temperatures aren't expected to get back above freezing until around noon Monday, so be cautious during your morning commute. Here's a look at some of the roads in Dallas. Several of the main highways there in that metro covered in a layer of snow and ice. Those conditions led to more than 600 flights being canceled at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. As for the San Antonio International Airport, the city says more than 70 flights were canceled today, with more than 50 others delayed. And already 14 flights have been canceled for Monday. Anyone who has a flight is urged to check with their airline for a flight status. Travel experts suggest allowing extra time for travel. The bitter cold generating concerns at the Bexar County Jail, leading to several inmates being moved after they complained about heating issues. According to the jail, inmates reported the problem to their families. Leaders at the jail say affected inmates have been moved and given extra blankets. They are working to fix the issue. The bitter blast blanketing parts of the hill country in a layer of sleet and snow. Meteorologist Joe DiCarlo joins us now from Kerrville. He's got the latest on conditions as temperatures are expected to drop even further tonight.
A winter wonderland here in Kerrville along the Guadalupe River behind me, where the Arctic chill has set in. Temperatures were stuck in the 20s through the day after a night of consistent sleet. Sleet which covered the roadways and made travel treacherous in the hill country. We spoke with Tim Favorite, who was looking to make it home to Austin.
I can either find a hotel to stay in or try and drive back and just hope for the best.
Although he had travel issues, he was enjoying the winter weather.
I kind of like the cold because it's always hot here, so it's kind of nice to get a break from the constant Texas sun, but at the same time I wish I was home and not 120 miles away.
Carl Larson is in town on a work trip from North Carolina. His plans?
Back to the hotel room, gonna chill there. I've got my dinner already sorted out there, so I'm all set. I'm just gonna hunker down and chill out till it melts a little and we can get back to work.
The bitter chill going to be the concern moving forward as temperatures are set to drop into the teens early Monday morning here in Kerrville. Reporting from the hill country, I'm meteorologist Joe DiCarlo, News 4 San Antonio.
At least one person in Texas has died due to exposure of the extreme cold. Austin Mayor Kirk Watson made the announcement today, confirming the death was exposure-related. The man's body found at a gas station in North Austin along the I-35 frontage road. He's asking anyone who feels they need a shelter to just a place to stay warm to contact the city's 311 service.
We will work to make help available to you. We'll pick you up. We'll drive you to the shelter. We'll feed you while you're there.
San Antonio has similar services in place via offering to pick people up and drive them to shelters and resiliency centers. Icy conditions and safety concerns have more school districts announcing closures. The latest districts to announce closures for Monday are Uvalde CISD, Utopia ISD, Hondo ISD, and Idea Public Schools and the University of the Incarnate Word. We are posting all of the school closures we're getting on our website. Be sure to visit news4sanantonio.com and your local district's website to see plans for Monday, because a few districts have elected to go with delayed starts or be closed for longer. It's been pretty busy for Animal Care Services since the start of the storm. ACS says it has received nearly 900 calls, 400 related to the cold. At least 75 pets were brought into the shelter in the past 24 hours. The department says they were able to find foster homes for 77 pets Thursday and Friday.